Hi there, hello from not so sunny Spain today. It's been raining all morning, it's stopped now and it's getting a little bit brighter, but anyway, this is Cooking from Canet. It's 4:30 in the afternoon and it's coffee time for me. And although I don't have a sweet tooth, but I do like a bit of, something sweet or a cake with my coffee. So I'm gonna make a traditional apple sponge cake. And I want to share this with you because this is something that reminds me of my childhood. It is something very, very Spanish. And apart from that, well, I think it's the easiest cake on earth, I would say. And it's very quick. I mean, I've just preheated the oven now at 180 degrees, and once we mix all the ingredients that I'll tell you in a minute, we just have to put the tray in the oven for 35 minutes, bang, you have the cake. So amazing. And yeah, so as I was saying, it reminds me of my childhood because this recipe comes in this box. And this is a brand of baking powder that it's been in Spain for ages and ages and ages. So you can see they still have like an old format, the old design in the box. And at the back, there is this recipe of this cake that we're going to make today. You see? It's a sponge cake. What I'm going to do today is, well, this one, but with apple on top. But this, I would say that if not all Spanish people, because I cannot say that, right? I cannot say all Spanish people have made this cake once, but many Spanish people have made this once for sure. And yeah, so let me explain to you, but let me tell you what are the ingredients, and I think you're going to enjoy it. And as I say, I mean, it is much better than going to the supermarket and getting anything from there, because you are only going to use one of the sachets in the box of baking powder, and this is like the most artificial ingredient that there is in this recipe. But the rest of the ingredients are all natural. I mean, I love it, and I think you'll like it as well. And it's very Spanish and it's part of our culture, and this is why I'm sharing this with you. Let me show you the ingredients. Okay, so here we are. It's so simple and so easy and so quick that I'm not even wearing my apron today to do that. And so what are the ingredients that we're going to need? We're going to need flour, here, sugar, 3 eggs, 1 apple, 1 yogurt, natural, without sugar, and olive oil, and the baking powder. In this sachet there's 15 grams, so you can get this anywhere in England. I mean, any other brands, it's fine. But you see, 15 grams, don't forget to add it, because I did it once and then it didn't rise. Right, let's... You see, they're very cute, these boxes and the sachets, because you see here at the back you've got a recipe for, what is this, cookies, if you want to make cookies. You see? Yeah, it reminds me of my childhood so much, so I love it. Anyway, the yogurt, we need to add it. And then I was thinking, maybe you know that already in England. I don't know if you know that, but okay, I'm going to add the yogurt. And now, with this little container, here is where we are going to measure the rest of the ingredients, which are basically the flour, the sugar, and the olive oil. Yeah. So let me rinse this a bit. Super. And dry it. Okay, so now we need 3 measures of flour. We're using this. So we go 1, 2, and 3. Now in the recipe, in the box there, it says 2 measures of sugar, but I think 2 is too much, and I always use 1 and a little bit more. Oops, just a little bit. Yeah, that'll be enough. Yeah, it's sweet enough, and it's very nice, so you don't need to add 2. Then 1 measure of olive oil in here. Let's see if we can, are we having enough? Yes, yes, there's enough. Okay, in there. And 3 eggs. Here they are. 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. And now the only thing we have to do is with the blender, blend everything together and cut the apple into quarters and slice it. I'll show you in a minute, but I mean, super easy. And that's it. Once we have all that, in the oven, which I have started preheating at 180 degrees. So once everything is ready, in the oven 35 minutes, you've got the cake. See you in a minute. Okay, so I've blended all the ingredients very, very, very well for a few minutes. Let me just a little bit more, just to make sure that there are no lumps, because you don't want to find any lumps then. And yeah, let me show you in a minute. Get rid of this. You see, you've got everything blended nicely, and I have the tray here. What I'm going to do is just grease it with a tiny little drop of olive oil. There we go. Now with my hands, this tray, I had this tray here, and the first time I made the cake I used it. I thought, don't know how is this going to work, and it works out perfect. This measure, it's a perfect measure. You'll see a little bit more, because we don't want the cake to stick on the tray. A bit more. Super. And now we're going to pour the paste. Let's see if you can see that. Here better. Yay. Nice. Let's get a spoon. And yeah, I love this cake because, as I said, I mean, the only artificial ingredient that you have in it is the, the baking powder, but all the rest, it's just natural, and I like that. Yes, it has a bit of sugar, but well. Okay. You see? So now all the mixture is in here, and now what I'm going to do is cut the apple, and I'll show you how. And that is it. Then when we have the slices, we'll put them on top, and then in the oven 35 minutes, and it's done. See you in a bit. Okay, so here we are. I've just peeled the apple, and now what we have to do is cut it in half, and then half again, and half again. And then we have to remove the core of the apple like this. And let's start with this one first, and then what you have to do is to cut it into slices, very, very thin slices. Maybe with this one's better, like this, like this, like this, right? I think that one is, yeah. Slices like this. And I'm going to do the same with the rest of the pieces, and then we're going to put it on top. I just wanted to tell you that there is another version of this cake that some people prefer it, which is, you can also, what you can do is use 3 apples apart from this one, use 3 more and chop them and add the chunks in there. But then, I mean, you blend everything together, so you can blend 3 apples with the paste as well. And the difference is that then it's more like moist. You'll have at the end a more moist cake, whereas if you don't put the apple in there, it'll be just like a sponge. But I do prefer the sponge and then just the apple on top, but it's up to you. Maybe you prefer the other type, the other way of doing it. So yeah, as I say, it's up to you, whatever you fancy. And that's it. So let me finish the apples here and I'll come back in a minute. Super. So now it's a matter of putting the slices of the apple here, like this. Like this. You see? Let me show you. You'll see better. So like that. And I'm going to carry on, and I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so we have the layer of apple ready on top. Let me show you. And as you can see, there are 4 rows, which are the 4 quarters of the apple. So this is what I meant when I was saying that the tray, the measure works very well, you know, with the quantities of the ingredients and that. Okay, so all is done now. In the oven, remember, 180 degrees and 35 minutes. We are going to cover it, and once it's in the oven, we are not going to open the oven again until, yeah, to 35 minutes, and we'll have our cake. See you in a bit. Okay, so here we are. It's been over 35 minutes, nearly 40 minutes in the oven. A bit toasted there, but it doesn't matter. It's good, it's looking very good. And now what we have to do is we have to let it to cool down and transfer it to a plate or a tray. And then once it's cooled down, we've got some apricot jam. We're going to cover the top with the apricot jam, and then it'll be ready to eat. I'll see you in a bit when we're doing that. Okay, so here we are. Now what we have to do is cool down, and what we have to do is just put some apricot jam on top with a spoon. We're going to do that. That is fine. So like this. There isn't much left in here, but I have another jar, so we'll be okay. And yeah, this looks very nice, and it tastes very nice. Yeah, I think we're going to need some more from here. There we go. A bit more. Yes, this. Excellent. Super. All done then. As you can see, all very straightforward. There is your cake. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the kettle on and make myself a nice cup of coffee and enjoy the cake. So I hope you like it. If you make it at home, you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next recipe. See you later.